good, boys? In this video, I'm going to be explaining exactly how to hit six figures with your clothing brand. And the way I'm going to be doing this is by explaining why you're not hitting six figures, okay? So if you do the opposite of everything I say here, you should be able to hit six figures. So I feel like most of you guys watching this video have not hit six figures yet with your clothing brand. So you guys should watch the whole entire video because I'm going to drop a lot of information. No crazy edits, no nothing crazy, one take. And if I mess up, if I do whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm still not going to edit anything. Okay. So if you guys have a TikTok monkey brain that can't watch a 10-minute video, 15-minute video, then click off. But I really try to simplify all of this. So that's the reason why I only have like 12 points here. But I have three main points here. And the reason why I try to simplify this is because simplicity is better. It's easier to understand. Okay. And I'm going to be explaining this as if you are a 5-year-old kid. So you have to understand this. If you don't have a prefrontal cortex. You should understand this. Everybody should understand this. Okay. So why you're not hitting six figures with your clothing brand? I was thinking and I made 3 points. These are the 3 points on and 3 reasons why you are not hitting six figures. Okay. Keep in mind, you need all 3 of these in order to hit six figures. Okay. This means you need to have cash flow. You can't just have information experience. You need to have information, but you can't, like, if you don't have cash, then it's not going to work. If you have experience, but you don't have the information, it's not going to work. Okay. So you need all 3 of these in order to hit six figures. That's the first point. Okay. So you can't just have 1 of these or 2 of these. You need all 3. So first off, I'm going to be talking about capital and cash flow. This is the initial money that you're first starting off with. And this is also just cash flow in general. Okay. Cash flow is pretty much the money that's coming in every single day. So how much money are you making every single day? Okay. A very good example of the opposite of cash flow is a brand that drops once a month. And they close their website after 3 days. Okay. They might make 10K in one day, but they don't have any cash flow because their website is closed all the time. So the main reason why this is a problem is because you're stingy. You are a stingy ass. Okay. For this part, I agree because I am also stingy and my parents are stingy. I'm literally Asian. Okay. There's stingy in Asian. I don't know how that made any sense, but it doesn't matter because my parents literally told me to be stingy since I was 5 years old. Okay. So I am very stingy. When I first started my business, I was also very stingy. When I tried any other business except for my clothing brand in high school, I was very stingy. And I think that's the main reason why it never worked out because I never wanted to take a risk. I was very stingy with every single penny I spent on the business. But I'm going to be explaining why this is literally the worst thing that you can do for your business. Okay. So the main reason why you being stingy for your business is very dumb and stupid is because of the fact that you're going to be replacing that with your time, energy, and effort. Okay. So what I mean by this is, for example, let's say you have to make a sample, right? So you have to make a design if you want to make a sample, and you're so stingy, you don't even want to pay for Photoshop. You want to use the free version of Photoshop, like Canva or something like that, or GIMP. You know what I'm trying to say? And you make a design, but obviously because you're using a free version of Photoshop, and keep in mind Photoshop is like $10 per month, but because you want to be so stingy and you use GIMP or Canva to make your design, the design obviously is going to turn out trash, right? So it turns out trash, but you're stingy, so this is the only thing you can work with, and you order a sample for this design, and then once you order a sample, you place a bulk order. Okay, 2-3 months pass, you hype up this drop, you hype up this product, and at the end of the day, after 3 months, after spending like $1,000 on a bulk order, you get 0 sales. And the main reason why is because your design is trash, right? A very good way you could have avoided this is if you just bought Photoshop and you just followed the tutorials online on how to make good designs on Photoshop. So the point I'm trying to make is one little thing that you might not think is that important to spend money on will have a domino effect on everything else. Okay. A good example is any business I started in high school. I was so stingy. I tried starting every business with the lowest amount of money possible, and none of it worked out. Okay. The only time I actually spent a lot of money on a business when I first started was my clothing brand, which was $1,000, which still is not even that much. But from every single business I've done, my clothing brand is the most successful. So I think there is a kind of a correlation there as well. So although I'm not saying you have to spend money like a billionaire and just throw money down the drain, but you can't be stingy when you're running a business. Okay, so if it's like a Shopify account, Shopify subscription, like Klaviyo fees, or you have to buy samples, or you're buying a design, or you're paying somebody to make your design, or even if it's paying for information, you can't be stingy, because you have to understand you need money to make money, and you need to spend money to make more money. Okay, how, like, every rich person in this whole entire world that makes money from their business, they invest a lot of money into it. Okay, how are you going to make $1 million in sales if you want to only invest $1,000? Okay, like, you're playing with $1,000 and you expect $1 million in return? Like, you're out of your mind. Okay, like, if you want to make $1 million in revenue, you're going to have to spend at least 300-400K on inventory. So the point I'm trying to make is, like, you need to spend money to make money. You can't be stingy for a business. It just does not work. Okay, so that's the first problem. You're stingy. Number two is inventory. Okay, I think people don't have a brain. What I mean by this is, how are you going to hit six figures if your inventory is not even worth six figures? Like, are you dumb? Like, how does that work? Okay, it doesn't work, right? So I would say a good rule of thumb is, if you have $200,000 worth of inventory, you should sell at least half. Okay, you should be able to sell at least half. Okay, so for example, if I have like 50K worth of inventory, within a month, I should sell at least like 25K. I'm trying to say, or a couple months maybe. So it depends on the timeline, how many ads you're running, what type of products it is. But for me personally, if I I'll give an example. So when I made $100,000 in 1 month, I believe I had inventory that was worth $200,000 for that month. Okay, so that means I had 200K worth of inventory, but I only sold half. And the reason why is because nobody's going to buy every single size. Nobody's going to buy every single product. Some products are not going to move. Okay, so your inventory needs to be like double what you want to make. So if you want to make 10K per month, you need to have at least 20K of inventory. And I would say usually 30 if you want to be realistic here, but minimum 20 if you even want to hit anything near 10K per month with your brand. So this is common sense. I don't know how people don't understand this, but if you don't have inventory worth 10K per month, you can't make 10K per month. Okay, simple. All right, inventory. Next, we have collections. Most of you guys are just not dropping enough collections, enough products. So you can't get a winning product because you don't have anything on your site. Okay, so I will say, do not go ham with this. Like, don't drop 8 products per month. Okay, that's dumb. Okay, that's what I'm doing right now. But okay, the reason why I'm able to do that is because I have money, I have cash flow, etc. And obviously, I have a brand that's decent. But for most of you guys, even if you're dropping 1 or 2 products every single month, you need to drop consistently every single month. Okay, most people, they drop a new product or a new collection every 2-3 months, which it's not bad, but you won't be able to get a winning product because you don't have enough products. So the point I'm trying to make is, like, okay, if you have 2 brands, brand A has 5 products on the store, brand B has 30 products on the store. Which brand do you think is going to make more money? Obviously, it's brand B. Okay, so you need to drop more. And yeah, I just explained all of this. Also, if you're first starting your brand, save up more money. I would really recommend you guys start off with $2,000-3,000, ideally more. But it depends on you. You guys can just work at McDonald's. I heard McDonald's is paying 20 an hour now, so you should be able to make a couple thousand pretty quickly. So work at McDonald's, save up more money. Do not start off with $0. That is the dumbest thing you can do. You can obviously do research, but when it comes to actually starting your brand, you need money if you really want to start off on the right foot. Also, do not expect to make a profit in the beginning. This is something that a lot of people say they don't care about, but once they are in that situation, they care about it a lot. Okay, so the reason why this is important is because the clothing brand game is a very cash flow driven game. You need to constantly order new inventory, constantly order new samples, constantly plan for the next collection. So if you don't have money to do that, you can't grow your business. But if you take out a profit every single time you make money, you won't have enough money saved up to actually further scale your business. Okay. So for example, for me, obviously I had like, little change here and there in the first year. Like I was able to spend money on food. Like I think I got paid like a couple thousand per month at least, just spending money on stupid stuff like food and stuff. But for the most part, 90% of the profits that I made would go back into the business. Okay. So don't expect to make a profit and buy a Louis Vuitton bag 30 million times. It's not going to happen, especially in the beginning. And yeah, like I said earlier, drop more items frequently. So that is the first point when it comes to you not being able to hit six figures is cash flow. Now this is, it's solved now, right? Hopefully you just follow what I say. Next, we have information. Okay. This is something that is, I want to say, I don't even like calling it controversial because it's kind of stupid. But I guess the point I'm trying to make with information is you don't know what you're doing. Okay. You don't know what you're doing. You have no idea what you're doing because you've never done a clothing brand before. It is literally a brand new business model. Okay. You're going into an industry that you don't know anything about. Okay. Your competitors are people like me, Nike, Louis Vuitton, who has been doing it for 80, 100 plus years. Okay. Your competition is people who have mentors that teach them. Your competition is people that have connections to influencers and celebrities, and you are a regular Joe Schmo. So, how do you expect to go through all that competition and make it out for yourself from nothing, without any information, without paid information, without a course, without a mentor? It's pretty much impossible. Okay. But it's not impossible. I said, wait, it is not impossible. Yeah, because I did it. So, you don't, okay, I guess the point I'm trying to make with this is you guys don't need to pay for information. You guys don't need to buy a course, get a mentor. But I think for most of you guys, your work ethic is just so trash and you just don't know what you're doing and you're so lazy and you don't really got it and you really don't want a successful brand. You need to pay somebody to actually help you because, or I don't know, get a course or whatever because, yeah, I mean, most of you guys are lazy. And I'm not saying that all of you guys are lazy. I'm saying most. So 99% of you guys watching this video are very lazy. You have no work ethic. You don't do anything with your life. So yeah, for those 99% of people, you guys should pay for information. But even if you're not lazy, even if you work hard and you have a good work ethic, I would encourage you to pay for information because that's even better because you'll actually apply everything that is given to you, and you're going to get success way faster. So a good reference I like to give is the maze reference. Okay, this is a very simple way to clear it up. Okay, if you're in a maze, right? So the clothing brand journey is the maze, quote unquote. If you don't pay for information, if you don't pay for a mentor or any course or whatever, and you try to do everything for yourself, you're pretty much going through the maze blindfolded. Okay. And you're literally like, you're going through the maze. You don't know where you're going because number one, you have no feedback. Okay. You don't know if you're doing something is good or bad because nobody can tell you if it's good or bad. This is one thing that I personally struggled with is when I ran ads, for example, or when I tested this, when I made this website, I didn't have anybody to go to get feedback from. So I had to learn from personal experience, like after 2 weeks and seeing that I get zero sales, that this ad is probably trash, right? So you're pretty much going through the maze blindfolded. Okay. So that is what happens if you don't pay for information. If you do pay for information, or even if you don't pay for information, maybe you know somebody that has information and is teaching you, you pretty much have a blueprint. You have the maze map. You have the map and you're just going through the maze by yourself with the map. Okay. What's even better is if you have a mentor or somebody that's teaching you one-on-one, whether you pay for them, whether it's your brother, whether you know a friend that has a clothing brand, whatever the case may be, it's literally having somebody guide you through the maze, like telling you where to go. You know what I'm trying to say? And also giving you the map, if that makes any sense. So it's way easier. So that's a good reference in my personal opinion. I don't know why all of you guys would go through the maze blindfolded. Like, I really want to emphasize this. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because I personally went through the maze blindfolded. I never paid for any information. Okay. I never paid for any information. It wasn't even available for me when I first started out. So I couldn't, even if I wanted to. But I'm telling you from personal experience, if I could go back and I could change one thing, is I would pay for information if it was available. Obviously, it wasn't, but if it was, I would, because and also like I think nowadays most of the information given and like the programs and things like that is very affordable. Like for example, this is not a plug, but my program is $27, and I'm being dead ass serious. The information in there is crazy. Okay, like I would have expected, or I would have never, or I mean, I would have hit six figures in literally 6 months if I had that knowledge when I first started my business. But not just me, but everybody else in general. Like anybody, all these other clothing brands they have, or clothing brand owners, they have programs, mentorships for a pretty affordable price if you think about it, because you're saving so much time, um, for you to learn and go through the things yourself. And instead, you can just learn it and buy it from somebody. So, but for this one, you need to have money or something to offer in exchange. You guys have to understand nobody here is a philanthropist, okay? Not even me, okay? Although I do make YouTube videos like this teaching you guys, I'm not a philanthropist, bro. Like there's a reason why I charge $27. Even though $27 is not that much money, I still charge money because it's like nobody's doing this for free, okay? So you need to give something in exchange, whether it's money, you're going to work for them for free, or maybe you're lucky and you have a friend that is successful. So that is information, really important because most of you guys don't know what you're doing. Next is experience. Okay, experience slash time slash actually using the information and taking action. So for most of you guys, okay, I will say this is okay. Actually, this is for 1% of you guys. For 1% of you guys that have the information, maybe you paid for it, maybe you have a mentor, maybe you just know what you're doing. Okay, maybe you did a lot of research. Your time just hasn't caught up yet. Okay, so just please be patient. You will get there. You know what I'm trying to say? It takes time for you to get sales. So for the 1% of you guys, time has not caught up yet. Also, you have to understand that every brand is different. Okay. So what I mean by this is every brand is different. Like some brands are going to take 6 months. Some brands might get a viral video from the get-go. Some brands might take a year to hit six figures. Okay. Obviously your work ethic does play a very big role for this, but for example, for me, I expected to hit six figures way faster than I did. Okay. Like I thought I was going to hit six figures in 6 months. Obviously that didn't happen, but every brand is different. Please be patient. And you also have to understand that the only difference between me and you is honestly just information. Okay. Because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You don't know what you're doing, and experience. Like I've gone through 2+ years of experience running a brand and you haven't. Okay. Cash flow. Obviously I probably do have more money than you and more cash flow, but you don't need that much more money to start a clothing brand. But yeah, these are a couple of things that are the reasons why you're not hitting six figures. Hopefully you guys really took this to heart. Obviously it's pretty simple. I simplified everything, but these 3 points are very important. So I would say take this to heart. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I haven't done a tutorial video like this in a minute, and I'll see you guys in the next video.